Welcome to another edition of the Linked Parishes podcast. I'm Donald McCorkindale, Minister of the Linked Parishes of Ardgour, Morvern and Strontian with Acharachel and Ardnamurchan. And with me today is Jade McLean, our Assistant Minister for a few more days. Welcome to you, Jade. How are you doing?
I am good, trying to stay warm. What about you?
Well, likewise, yes. Another snowy day here in Strontian. So you in Glenelg at the moment?
No, I'm in Ardgour.
You're in Ardgour, right. How's the weather there?
Cold, but starting to thaw a bit. So
Good. So, this is your last week with us on the peninsula. How are you feeling about that?
it's actually really quite a sad thing to be leaving. I mean, it's really exciting to be going to my own charge. But I have loved every moment I've been here, and I've just been accepted by the community as part of them. And it's going to be hard to say goodbye.
Yeah, we will certainly miss you. Yeah, you have been a fantastic assistant minister, part of the ministry team here on the peninsula, and yeah, we will all miss you. I will miss you. The worship rota will miss
boss.
you.
Yeah, that too.
So that's rather exciting that you're going to be starting at your new charge just as we approach Christmas time. So your service of induction will be on Saturday the 7th. Tell us where and when.
It will be at 2:00 in Inverallen Church, which is actually just the church in Granton-on-Spey. So yeah.
Brilliant. And hopefully there will be a few of your friends from around here will be joining you. I will certainly be there and looking forward to sharing in the presbytery service of induction. And earlier that day, we have the Christmas breakfast. Sorry, you're going to miss it, Jade. Christmas breakfast at the Ardgour Inn, gathering from 9:15. Breakfast at about 9:30. We will be singing some carols. There'll be some festive activities. All ages, all welcome. Do let me or one of the elders know if you are planning to be there so that we can let Luke know how much breakfast to have organised. And we will finish well before 11 so that there's time for folk to get on the 11:15 ferry, whether it's up to town for some Christmas shopping or heading to Granton-on-Spey for Jade's induction service. So that's the 7th. Let's have a wee look at the church website. Actually, if I go to put that on full screen, those who are watching the video will be able to see the website there. If you're listening to the podcast audio-only version, you won't see it, but you can pop along to peninsulachurches.org.uk and see all that is going on. So there on the front page, you'll see that next Sunday, 24th of November, we're still not quite into Advent then, the last Sunday of the church year. And it, over recent years, around the Reformed churches, it has been adopted as Christ the King Sunday. It's a fairly recent feast. The Roman Catholic Church have observed it a little longer than ourselves. But Christ the King Sunday, the last Sunday of the church year before we enter into Advent and Christmas. And there on the website, if you click on Advent and Christmas, you'll see that same graphic there that should always be on the next Sunday. And then we've got a list there of all the things that are going on. So All the Sunday services and all the other activities are listed there. So we'll talk about one or two of them that Jade is going to be missing. Pudding and Praise.
I really do feel the love.
Sorry, Jade. Sorry. Well, maybe before we talk about the things that you're going to miss that we'll be doing after your move, what have been some of the things that you have really appreciated about being around the Peninsula Churches?
Actually, there's just so many. I mean, just being able to be part of the community, as I said, and the church family. I think my ordination has to be up there with the highlight of everything. But even little things, or not so little things, like communion, taking part in communion, especially when you and I were doing it together. That was just a lovely, lovely moment. Well, all the plant sales.
Oh, the
And being
plant
out in the
sales.
community, yeah, and just seeing people and getting to know them, and even our sunflower competition, which we eventually had people giving us their measurements for that. It just took a while this year for the flowers to come out. And our retreat, when we spent that Sunday, away together, that was just a lovely time as well, and it allowed us to get to know each other on a whole different level. There are so many good things happening here. Yeah.
Yeah, yep. And we too have many will have many memories of you being with us. Your what was it you called the box of bribes of gifts for folk that would share some good news at the beginning of a service. I'm sure
It's
folk
my
will.
ministry box. You called it my bribery box.
We've all appreciated your enthusiasm, your absolute joy in all of life, in all its ups and downs. So, Pudding and Praise, first Sunday of December, the 1st of December, nicely coincides with the first Sunday in Advent. So no confusion about when you can start eating the chocolates in the Advent calendars. So Pudding and Praise, it's something that did happen many years ago, and giving it another go. Some more modern music, although there are some traditional pieces in there as well. You can't have Advent Sunday without O Come, Emmanuel. And so there'll be about half an hour or so of praise and worship with some live musicians and singers leading the praise, and then a wee pause for pudding. And after enjoying that and enjoying each other's company, there'll be another half hour or so. So that's 6 o'clock until 7:30. What are you going to be doing on Sunday, the 8th of December, Jade?
Sunday, the 8th of December, sees me taking my first services. Yes, so that is going to be really quite an exciting moment as I get to get a feel of where I'm going. There's nothing like landing in the middle of Advent and taking it from there. So busy time to start a new parish.
Yeah,
definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah. So how many services will you have on Sunday the 8th?
Oh, Donald, you're going to love me. I only have 2.
Part-timer.
I know.
Well,
I know. Totally.
would often only have the 2, and yeah, we will need to find some new ways involving other folk around the Peninsula Churches to fill the jade-shaped gap in the rota.
That's quite a big gap, really.
What are some of the other things that you know we're up to here in the peninsulas that you think, oh, I would really like to be there?
Your Christmas tree festival.
Ah, the Christmas tree festival. Yes, yep. Riona and Megan, White have done a huge amount of work already and enlisted the support and work of lots of folk around the Loch Allen community. And yeah, that's also the 8th of December. And yeah, that's going to be a busy day, as well as the morning services. There'll be carols by candlelight at Kingairloch Church at 2 o'clock. And then I will leave that swiftly to get down to Kiel for the tail end of the celebration. Again, live music, some local musicians and artists providing some festive entertainment, worship. There'll be carols and, of course, all the Christmas trees to enjoy. We'll send you a photograph, Jade.
Thank you. You're also doing the one in Strontian as well when I'm away. So you've got the whole lunch and carols there too.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, the Saturday the 14th we have. It's sort of been called Journeying to Christmas, but we're also using the name Peninsula Carols Plus. Peninsula Carols has been a long-standing tradition, many years, predates my time here, bringing together all the churches and communities around the peninsula. And it's often been an early evening thing, attracting sometimes as many as 80 to 100 folk in Strontian Village Hall. And this year we're doing something a little bit different, Peninsula Carols Plus, Journeying to Christmas. There'll be a buffet lunch beginning at 1 o'clock, and then from 2 o'clock until 4 o'clock, various activities. There'll be craft things, there'll be music things, there'll be something for all ages, things to watch, things to do. Or if you just want to sit and have a blether with some pals, or maybe make some new friends, things to ponder, things to think about as we journey towards Christmas. And then at about 4 o'clock, there'll be tea, coffee, and mince pies. And then we'll turn things around for the Peninsula Carols. And again, some live musicians, lots of music and festivities. So that's the Saturday the 14th for the Peninsula Carols Plus. Yeah. Okay, we're on a roll here. What else are you going to miss and prompt me to talk about?
The Nativity in Harrickle.
The Nativity in Acharichel, yes. Last year, Leslie Achim and other mums and maybe some dads were involved as well, and lots of children put on an incredible nativity play and music and drama telling the story. And I think it's about as full as I've ever seen a Acharichel church. And that will be happening again this year. I won't be there. That's going to be on the 22nd. I'll be in one of the other churches. Juggling around that rota. But yes, the Nativity on the 22nd. And lots of fun, festive, and faith-filled things happening around all the churches. And the website there, we'll just have another little look there and see what else we have missed. We plug for the Ardnamurchan High School Christmas Craft Fair, which is on the 30th of November. I won't be able to be at that. There's another presbytery induction in a neighbouring charge across the water at Mull. The Reverend Amanda Macquarie will be inducted to the charge of Mull and Iona, and that'll be a 1 o'clock start at the church in Salon. First Sunday in December, Advent worship around the churches at Ardgour, Acharacle and Keele that morning, pudding and praise that we've mentioned already. The 7th of December, Christmas breakfast, and of course Jade's induction. That evening, another community thing, the Soonart Community Auction, always a good evening for that. The 8th, we've spoken about some of the things happening there. Later that week, there will be carol singing at Drimnan Hall, 6 o'clock. Some of the community have organised that and have invited me to join them. And then we've got Journeying into Christmas, the Peninsula Carols Plus on the 14th. And that's probably far enough to be getting on with, but you can have a good look at the website for all the other details. Wednesday evening prayers continues every Wednesday evening. We could still get you as a guest sometimes on that, Jade.
I was just thinking that actually, who's going to cover for you when you're on holiday?
Yeah. I'm sure we'll find ways. And sometimes it can be pre-recorded. And well, there's 2 special Wednesdays coming up quite soon. Christmas Day and New Year's Day, of course, will fall on Wednesdays. There will be Wednesday evening prayers, but probably pre-recorded. Yes, that's been a very encouraging ministry. Began in the beginning of the first lockdown, and nearly every Wednesday, barring a couple of times during COVID lockdown when I just forgot, and there have been times when there have been some tech hitches, but nearly every Wednesday evening, 10 o'clock, and that's on YouTube and also on the Facebook Peninsula Churches group and the 2 Facebook pages for the 2 congregations. How much of the tech online stuff are you going to be doing across at Granton and Dulnain Bridge and Cromdale and Advie?
I'm hoping to do a fair amount. I'm never going to be as good as you are, but you've taught me well. So I'm going to try it. And if all else fails, I'm going to be phoning you for advice.
Well, always at the end of the phone or a Zoom call or whatever. I think we can wrap things up there. Thank you so much, Jade, not only for your time this morning on the podcast, but for all your support, your ministry, your joy, and your enthusiasm that you have brought to us. And I join with all around the Peninsula Churches in wishing you every blessing in your new charge in that ministry you can enjoy without a supervisor. You keep talking about a boss. No one watching what you're doing. Jade,
and I'm going to miss you, and you couldn't have got a better person to be training me. And thank you to everyone who has supported, encouraged, and told me what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong. It has all been very helpful.
Thank you so much indeed, and thank you to everyone who has been listening or watching the Linked Parishes podcast. For details of all that's going on around the congregations, check out www.peninsulachurches.org.uk. Thank you for listening. God bless you all.